The English School today is a thriving co-educational day school with just over 1,100 pupils on roll and more than 140 staff. Located in 10 acres in the heart of Nicosia, the state-of-the-art school campus combines the best of traditional buildings with a cutting-edge science and technology center and ever-growing sports facilities. For over 125 years, the English School has been a beacon of academic excellence, inclusivity, and innovation. Alumni, though far and wide around the world pursuing professional paths and fulfilling personal ambitions, nevertheless hold the school and the friends they made here very close. Once an English school student, always an English school student. And at the heart of this, of what it means to be an English school student, is the school motto, non sibi sed scholae, not for oneself, but for the school. School pride, service to the community, and education of the whole person, all these values can be traced back to the vision of one man, our founder and the first headmaster of the school, the Canon Frank DARVALL NEWHAM. Frank DARVALL NEWHAM was born on the 7th of June 1864 in Barrow-upon-Soar, Leicestershire. He studied at the University of Cambridge, where, in 1886, he received his BA degree with first-class honours in theology. He was ordained canon in 1889, and was later to become honorary canon of St. George's, Jerusalem, in 1922. Frank DARVALL NEWHAM arrived in Cyprus in 1900 as instructor of English to government clerks and officials. The then High Commissioner of Cyprus, Sir William Frederick Haynes Smith, asked the newly arrived Reverend to start a school for the boys of British families who couldn't be sent back to England for their education. Accordingly, a private house was bought in Victoria Street inside the old walls of Nicosia, and the English school, originally known as Newham's School, opened in September 1900 with 12 pupils. It was decided that the number of pupils would not exceed 20. There was one boarder, and a Mrs. Lemonides was appointed matron. From the start, football, cricket and hockey were played. The first football match in the history of Cyprus was played during the school's first year of operation, with English school students participating in one of the two teams. Participation in sports and the cultivation of sportsmanship and team spirit were high on the Canon's list of priorities. In 1901, Canon Newham was appointed to a permanent government post as Inspector of Schools, and in 1907 he became Chief Inspector of Schools, later known as Director of Education, a post he held until 1930 when he resigned in order to devote himself entirely to the English school. By 1906, the school's roll had risen to 40, with pupils coming from a number of different backgrounds: Greek, Turkish, Maronite, Latin, Syrian, Asia Minor, and Western European. In 1909, the Canon purchased 33 donums, 11 acres of land by the Bedieos River near Paphos Gate for £1,100 sterling, and he raised, in the form of personal loans, the further sum of £3,000 for the construction of the buildings, which were designed by architect George Jeffrey. Over the next few years, the school grew, with 1912 seeing the students reach 100 for the first time. The Canon appealed for funds to build a new school, something which did not happen until many years later. Challenges relating to premises aside, the school thrived, with the school orchestra being set up in 1911 and, due to the spreading interest throughout the island in football, an FA Cup for Cyprus. Above all, Canon Newham placed great emphasis on the value of higher education, encouraging graduates, all male at the time, to go on to study rather than be enticed by high-paying but dead-end jobs. The trips, now referred to as pastoral trips, where students can bond with their teachers and enjoy time outside the classroom, actually started as early as the 1920s, with the whole school, now numbering 200 students, visiting Kyrenia on donkeys and bicycles. For the first time in 1925, motor cars were used for this yearly outing. In 1928, the year Canon Newham was awarded the Order of the British Empire, the English School Old Boys Association was formed, heralding the dawning of the legacy, continuation, and school spirit which lives on to this day. After retiring in 1936, Canon Newham kept a close and watchful eye over his school, with a highlight being his laying of the foundation stone of the new English School building on the 13th of April 1938. During this decade, more elements of the Canon's vision came to be realized, such as the introduction of morning assemblies, an island-wide athletics event, and continued service to the school from students. Furthermore, 1937 saw the establishment of the 4 competitive sports houses still in existence today: Kitchener, Newham, Wolseley and Beaconsfield, and in that first year, Newham won all events except hockey. On the 6th of March 1946, at almost 82 years of age, Frank Darvall Newham died at his home in Kyrenia and was buried at the English cemetery there. Some 2 years later, in 1948, the school roll exceeded 400 for the first time. The newspaper Phonidis Kipru wrote, "The late Canon Newham won the love and respect of all the people of Cyprus to a degree that could not even be approached by any other Englishman who has visited and lived in Cyprus during the British occupation." Throughout the early years, the English school survived 2 world wars, a measles epidemic, and countless other challenges, facing them all with the same community spirit and grit. The English School for Girls was established in 1957, and the 2 schools were soon merged into one fully co-educational, leading to the modern era of the school we know today. The school has continued to thrive into a second century of excellence, with resilience, determination, and the strong sense of school spirit and service instilled in students and staff in those early years by the founder himself. Canon Newham offered unique and outstanding services to education in Cyprus and commanded high respect from the public, his colleagues in government, and generations of old boys. He was a great pedagogue, endowed with human understanding and kindness towards distinction of faith, race, and nationality. Let us follow his example and keep his legacy alive by living by the values of kindness, service, and selflessness. To all those who have passed through the school and have reason to thank the school for their success in life, and there are many, I wish God's blessing and the guidance of His divine providence. I shall not forget them, and they, I am sure, will not forget me. And whenever and wherever they meet me, remembering that they have changed more than I have, and being assured that I shall always welcome them and be glad to hear what they have been doing through all the changing scenes of life. Canon Frank Darvall Newham, from the English School magazine, first term, 1936.